Hey, I'm Chris from Make Everything, and today I'm going to show you how to make a $40 machine shop accessory that you can use on a drill press, lathe, or mill that absolutely changed the way that I work. Check it out. All right, so a while back I was buying some stuff from Grizzly Industrial, and on my way out of the store, checking out, I happened to see this thing in the sale department. And I thought, wow, that's a clever idea. It's a magnetic base with a clear plastic deflector on it. I think it was about $30. And I thought, this thing seems pretty cool, so I'll go ahead and buy it. Let me show you this thing. So this is a very simple tool. It's a pretty weak magnetic base with no lock. And then it's got this sort of, I don't know, it's somehow supposed to lock knuckle. And then it's got a little nut and bolt thumb washer here, thumb screw, with a 1/8 inch plastic shield on it. And when I first got it, I was like, wow, this thing is a piece of junk. But the idea is great. You can see if you try to bring it out to the side, it sort of falls down. There's no real great way to lock it in, and the magnet kind of sucks. So this thing essentially was a nice thought, but it's really a piece of garbage. So I came up with this. So what we've got here is an inexpensive Noga knockoff indicator base that I got on Amazon. I think it was about 30 bucks. And then this is a 12 by 12 piece of 1/8 inch acrylic. I know it's hard to see in the video, but you can see it reflecting here, the corners. I drilled 2 holes in it and put this thumb screw through one of them, and this thing absolutely accomplishes everything that that cheap one from Grizzly couldn't do. And is way better. So I don't know that I really need to explain how to make this, but I'll quickly show you how I make one of these out of the parts as they come out of the box and show you how you could use it in your shop. All right, so here's the magnetic base that I'm using. Again, this is kind of a knockoff of a much more expensive type of magnetic base. And you just peel the little gel wrapper off the bottom and this thing works. It's got an on-off switch. It's got a really good grab, and it actually has magnetic action on the back of it as well, so you can use this in a bunch of different positions. Put that off to the side. And what I like about this versus a normal magnetic base is it's got a 1 knob adjustment. So you just move this thing around, you just tighten this 1 knob, and it locks the whole thing in place. And it's actually really, really sturdy considering how inexpensive it is. So this is the acrylic that I got. It comes in a 2-pack. It's 12 by 12 by 1/8, and it looks frosted at the moment, but that's just because it has the clear protectant on it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark off 2 spots to drill holes. We're gonna put 1 in one corner, and then we're gonna put 1 in the center. I'm just gonna use my table, and I'm literally gonna do this by eye because it's so easy to do. I have a 7/32 drill bit in my drill, which just happens to be what I have in there. And we're just going to give it some light pressure and drill 1 hole in the middle. And we'll drill 1 hole off on the corner. And we can go ahead now and peel the protective coating off both sides of this plexi. This is cast acrylic. It should be pretty strong. Now, obviously, this thing is not going to protect you from a real catastrophic crash, but it is going to keep chips out of your face. So the way that we're going to hook this onto the actual indicator base is by taking out the screw that would normally hold the shaft of an indicator, and then we're going to put this in its place. And if you use the hole all the way out at the end, obviously gravity wants to kind of pull this down and pivot it. So if you just make this real tight, it'll hold on. And then you can see I'm able to swing this thing around and put it wherever I want to act as a chip guard for whatever action might be happening over here. And I'm sorry, I know it is hard to see this on camera. Let me show you in a practical application. All right, so here we are at my drill press, where I normally am doing like countersinking or drilling. And here's a perfect example if I want to countersink the backside of that. it could throw chips all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is just clamp this down to my table here, and then using this easy adjustable arm, just basically figure out a way to have this guard protect my face from those chips. I can position this pretty much anywhere I want, and right now I can drill this, and obviously I would want to have this piece clamped to the table, but I could countersink this with this single flute countersink, and if I'm standing here, any of those chips aren't going to come flying at me, get stuck in my shirt, or maybe go in my eyes. Let's adjust this a little bit and make it a little bit better. Perfect. So for me, the lathe is really where this thing shows its worth. Because if you've ever done any heavy turning or fast turning, you know that getting a bunch of chips flying off your part and heading down into your collar of your shirt, it sucks. It is really uncomfortable, and if you want to really watch your part, you don't want to have to try to position your body out of the way. So for me, this obviously isn't going to be as critical of a piece of protection as, say, wearing, you know, a good pair of safety glasses, but this is going to help just deflect chips from flying right at my face. And since this magnet is nice and strong, I know I can rely on it moving with the carriage, and I can just sort of do my cut. I'll do a facing pass in this, and you can see this thing's going to block a lot of chips. So this simple little thing just helped deflect chips that would have normally gone right at my chest and face, kept them out of my shirt, and if I didn't like this position, just loosen one knob, move the thing around, and put it wherever I need it to go. This thing also works great on the milling machine. So all right, so I've got this fly cutter in the spindle, and I got a block of aluminum there. I just kind of set up my little guard here so I'm not getting chips right in the face. And we'll see how this does. Now, what's nice about this is I can adjust this on the fly because I'm not really sure where those chips are going right away, but this is definitely going to help. So right there, proof of concept, a ton of those chips were hitting against this, and none of them hit me in the face. All right, that about does it for this one. It's a very simple project, super easy, but I just thought it was worth sharing because I'm excited to have two of these that I can move around between the lathe, the milling machine, the drill presses. I could even think of other applications in the wood shop where you just don't want dust flying at you. Maybe you have a vacuum next to it. There's a bunch of reasons why for 40 bucks you should make yourself one of these. The other thing that my buddy Max suggested was get a dry erase marker and you can write notes on this, and then when you're done, you can just kind of rub over it and get rid of it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any comments on how we could improve on the design, go ahead and leave them down below. Obviously, some commercial products like this probably exist, but I don't know that you can buy one for under 40 bucks considering that crappy Grizzly one cost almost this much, and this is way better. If you want to see what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, follow me right here on Instagram at MakeEverythingShop, and you'll see kind of projects I'm working on and little improvements I make along the way. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Chris Zepp from Make Everything, and I'll see you on the next video.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.